are expecting Neil to go down on the inside, a bit like Rodders did there on Keith. Rodders sees a gap and he goes for it. And then meanwhile, Bits is past Jamo. He's alongside Jamo. Jamo's going back through on the inside. Bits is on the outside. The end of the corner straight into the little kink here. Watch out, boys, side by side, 150 miles an hour. Into the braking zone, almost contact. As we go into the corner, Rodders trying to go around the outside. Seat 1 gets the inside and gets the job done, but Rodders was not giving that up without a fight. It's 5 cars for second place. This is incredible into the hairpin. This is going to end in tears. But back to the leaders side by side for Rodders and Seat down towards the last corner. Here we go. Group C from NURBURGRING GP, and this is race 1. Hi everyone, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the final round of the LPB Group C Championship on GTSPORT. We are at NURBURGRING GP in Germany for this one, for the last round of this championship, so this should be really good. Let's take you through the grid for this first race, with 8 participants, with TY being on pole position. Everyone's on the soft tyre for this one, so TY on pole. He's on 4th place weight as well. We've got Neil Farmack 2nd. He is on 3rd place weight in the championship. And then we've got, because he's 3rd in the championship, Rodders in 3rd. He's weight free in this one, so Rodders in the Porsche. Unfortunately, we've not got his teammate Callum, who was actually in the fight, who was actually leading the championship by 1 point from Bidster. So, looks like if Bidster can keep it consistent here, he might be able to beat TY, because TY is his closest nemesis. So Bidster is in 4th. He's on maximum weight as well, so TY's got the advantage in this one with the weight. As Will is in 5th, good position for the Sauber in this one. Hopefully both of these guys will actually not run the medium compound in this one, so that'll be relief. But Keith in 6th place in the Nissan, then we've got 7th Red Bull, and 8th is Seek 1. So let's get on with the race then, guys. Ready for the lights to come on, and then they will go out. So, waiting for the revs to rise. They'll not want to rev too much because they'll not want to waste too much fuel. Here we go, red lights on, and ready, and we're off. Green, and oh, TY gets a very slidey start, lots of wheel spin. That could mean a bad start or a good start, but no, Neil's alongside him. TY has got Neil alongside him into turn 1. Bits is on the far inside of the corner. Red Bull a bit of contact with Rodders, but we're all cool through the first corner, and I think we're all okay. Red Bull and Will alongside each other, the 2 Saubers neck and neck. What Bidster trying to keep the Rodders. The 2 Saubers still side by side there, back there. Will on the inside, trying to look for a way through on the inside, trying to look at Bidster as well. Bidster's covering off both Saubers now. He's in a Sauber sandwich already as Red Bull takes the inside and oh, sideways, loses control on the power, and down to last place he goes. So we go down to the little chicane. So it's TY in the lead from Neil. He's got the lead back from Neil Farmack. So TY in the lead, Neil 2nd, Rodders 3rd. Bidster 4th with a fired up Will behind him. Remember, Bidster is heavy in this one. He's got a lot of weight compared to everyone else because Callum would have been on 2nd place weight, but unfortunately Callum's new work situation means he's not going to be able to make very many LPB Racing races now. So very unfortunate for Callum, but he's been a brilliant asset while he's been with LPB Racing, but hopefully he should be back in the near future if he can get a little slot where he can get on for the odd race. But unfortunately we're not going to see Callum in the championships for a bit of time, I think. So unlucky for him, just how work is and how life treats you, but work and life does come first. This is a Hobbit on the side as Bidster is trying to reel in Rodders on the straight, so down up to the chicane already, almost completed lap 1 of 22 already in this race. Bidster up the curbs, right behind the Mazda, right behind the Porsche now in the Mazda. Neil's trying to keep the TY as well further ahead as Rodders has got his mirrors filled with that orange and green Mazda behind him as we complete lap 1. TY's in the lead with Neil Farmack 2nd, Rodders 3rd, Bidster 4th. We've got Will in 5th. Seat 1 is 6th, Keith 7th, and Red Bull 8th. Actually, that's the 8 cars on track. Just seeing our next season, we should have a couple more cars at least. So all the more greater things to come from LPB Racing in the future as TY runs a bit wide there. Luckily gets away with it, but Neil gets right on the back of him now. Don't want to let him go. Just seeing another points difference, it's well, Callum on 141, but he's not around, so really realistic leader now is Bidster on 140. We've got TY on 134, so 6 points in it for the lead of the championship then. And we've got a bit of a gap to, well, the same gap to Neil on 129, then Seek 123. So we're quite close as we go down the field as well, but they're the main they're the top battles on the track at the minute. Bids having a look at Rodders as Rodders goes wide out the corner, but no way through for Bids there. Probably just showing his nose, just trying to present his front of his car, just trying to see if Rodders is going to fall to a mistake, but no mistake is found as he kicks up the dust slightly, but again, that's part of the line, and the Porsche will be really good round here. It should be quite a decent car around here, the Porsche. See if Rodders can extract the most from it as we go down the hill. Bids then kicks up the dust this time. Gotta be careful of those track limit penalties. As Neil goes for the lead. Neil goes for the lead on TY. Gets a good run, gets alongside, gets the draft and gets the move done. So unless TY is saving fuel, but Neil got through with relative ease there on the straight. So Neil takes the lead of the race. TY down to second, Rodders third. Bidster will now smell an opportunity to take some more points off TY or stop TY getting more points back on him, whichever way you want to look at it. So across the line. Fastest lap goes to none of them. It's Will, fastest lap, 1:45.6. So getting in the draft, trying to close up then Will in the Sauber. Coming good at the end of the season. It's a bit late now, but still, it's better late than never. Will getting the pace, Bidster. Keep it on the inside of the corner there. Rodders going a little bit wide in the Porsche there. Go around and again going a bit wide, just struggling to get to the apexes in that Porsche. As the Mazda's right on him, and he's right behind Rodders now. And Will's joining in on this as well. Bidster then moving out just to have a little look. Again, it's not really to sort of have a look in a way, it's just to sort of move his car around, make his car visible in the mirrors of Rodders, and just it's a way of applying more pressure. It's a technique used in a lot of GT racing and touring car racing, but still it works in over all platforms of racing. Neil, TY, Rodders, TY having to go up Neil now up the hill, but he can't really get any past in the Schumacher S up here. Further back we've got Seat 1 and Keith having a nice little battle. We've got Red Bull on the back of them as well, so that's a nice little battle further back as well. But the top five close together within a couple of seconds of each other. Neil runs wide, TY closes up. He goes wide to get a good run through this corner and hopefully onto the straight, which he does. But he runs wide onto the gravel and goes wide. Tank slapper, Rodders avoids him, can bids to make way as well. But with the weight on his car, I don't think he'll have the run. To the chicane, he's going on the inside. No, he folds out of it, thinks better. There's TY then looking to get away with that because that was a big tank slapper, and yeah, it looked a bit sketchy, but luckily he's got away with it in third. Rodders now challenging for the lead behind Neil Farmack. He's right behind the Mazda now. The Porsche pressurising the Mazda as we start lap 4 of this 22-lap race. Rodders goes to the inside. I don't think tyres and fuel will be that much of a worry in this one. As Rodders goes to the inside, Neil gives him the squeeze. TY tries to close up as well. Bits is on the back of this as well. And Neil keeps the inside line into the next corner. Rodders will do the switch back, goes to the inside. And he's going to try and get him on the inside now. Can Neil keep it around the outside? If he can, he's got the inside line for this next right-hander. Can he keep the nose at the inside? Yes, Rodders goes wide, gives him an acre of room. If he gives him that much room, he gives that much room that TY's through and possibly Bidster as well. Into the next corner, Rodders on the inside and Bidster goes through as well. Rodders folds back down to fourth and he's got Will for company now. But Bidster then up to third place with TY second, Neil in the lead. Rodders having a go back at Bids here. He's having a little go back down to the Dunlop hairpin. Will he ever go on the inside? No, doesn't bother to go through there. So everyone line astern as we go through the Dunlop hairpin up towards the Schumacher S. We've got Seat, Keith and Red Bull still close together. Red Bull after that horrible start with the getting sideways at the chicane. He gets out of it okay and he's on the move as Rodders. Bidster. It's been a good season this one. It's been full of action, full of different strategies and lots of close driving. Here we go up to the chicane. To the chicane, braking hard at the 100-metre board into the apex. Nicely through there. TY a little bit wide on the entry and gets a bit sideways on the way out. So TY not feeling the most comfy in this Nissan by the look of it. It was fast in qualifying, but looking like it's a bit twitchy in the race as you go out the corner. And Rodders goes a bit wide. Will's right on the back of this now. Will's right on the back of this bunch. Will he have a go at Rodders down this straight? Drafting down, building up to 180 plus miles an hour before braking for the hairpin. Back in the day, they'd have just gone through a chicane and then straight down to the next chicane, which leads down to Dunlop. But not now. We've got this complex, but this is as old as we can get, unfortunately, on this game. There's Bidster then having a look at TY's on the inside. Bidster gets a look up. TY goes up the inside. TY tries to fight back. He's trying to fight back, trying to go for a switch back out of this corner, but Bidster gets a good run. TY trying to go alongside with the less weight on his car. Remember, Bidster's on maximum ballast here, and now he's in second place, and he's got TY right where he wants him. TY needs to finish as far ahead of Bidster in this race as possible to give himself the best chance of fighting for the championship in the last race. Well, at this rate, Bidster's got it under control, but he's not won the. Even if he finishes where he is, he's not won the championship yet. He's got to. Because if he does really, really bad in the last race and TY wins or something like that, or gets a podium and Bidster finishes like below 7th or something, then it could go TY's way. But still, it's not over until the checkered flag flies. Now Neil Farmack starting to feel the pressure of his teammate as Bidster runs wide there and TY goes back through again. Bidster runs wide, uncharacteristic error from Bidster, and TY goes straight through as Bidster runs wide on the curb, so obviously a bit ragged about that. A bit annoyed about what he's just done, but he's got to compose himself, get back in it as he goes on the brakes a lot later than TY there. He had to think about maybe him to move out to avoid, but he gets a good run out of the corner and up towards the last corner. He's having a look. Nope. I'm just moving the car around again in the mirrors of TY, making it look like he's going to go for a move, trying to put him off, trying to dummy him. As Rod is there. Where's Will gone? He's just gone off the pack a bit, so he must have had a sort of a half spin or something, so he's lost time to the leaders and he's falling back down to the hands of Keith. Seat 1's in 8th place as well, so Seat 1's had a massive off somewhere. 2:37 his last lap, so we'll get a little replay on what happened to Seat later on in the race, but something happened there. Major off for Seat 1. As we go back to the leaders, Neil Farmack in the lead from TY and Bidster. Recently relinquishing second place to TY after the mistake halfway around the last lap, and now he's right on the back of the Nissan again. Rod is trying to stick with these lot, not quite able to stick with the pack unless he's just hanging back there for a reason, just trying to just edit. But let's have a look at the tyre and fuel rate. Tyres are looking good on all cars really. Neil Farmack a bit more wear on his front tyre than the rest, but remember, we can see this, guys, and the drivers can see their individual stats, like obviously the fuel and the tyres, but they can't see each other's. That's the perk that we've got. TY saved a bit more fuel than the rest as Bidster now is under attack from Rodders. So Bidster's used a bit more fuel, Neil's used a bit more fuel, but Rodders and TY seem to be saving it better, and the tyres as well, slightly. But Bidster then looking like he's coming under pressure from Rodders and he's losing touch with TY. Could be a vital part of the race, that, as we go out of the right-hander down the straight with a little kink in it, flat out 165 miles an hour, up to the chicane, and Bidster's got his mirrors filled with Rodders again, and again up to the chicane. Bidster goes for an early apex. Rodders gives me a little helping hand out the corner, and I think Bidster will greatly appreciate that, as long as he don't take him off track, and Rodders loses a little bit of time. Bidster gains a little bit of time there, after getting a little help from Rodders, as we slide out the corner across the line onto lap 7 of this race. And this is where strategy will start to become a bit more key, because the tyres are starting to wear, the fuel's starting to go down. What will the strategies be? Because they're all together, and if they want to remain together, they're going to have to be crafty with the strategy to try and either get in front or stick close to the pack. Because if one pits, well, do you follow it in or do you go round? Well, that's the thing. What strategy is going to work best? We don't know. We've seen this season it works very differently on different tracks. So yeah, it works very differently. Like at Le Mans, it was very different compared to Brands Hatch, and here as well. So we'll have to see how the race develops. But the lap time's looking consistent at the moment. Still looking like there's still some good life left in them tyres. As Bidster's proving that, she's right on the back of TY again, but TY is able to save a lot more fuel at this point. That could help him towards the end, because he'll not have to pit as long compared to the others. Neil Farmack goes a little bit wide there, misses the apex, and TY gets right behind him on the exit of the corner, but so does Bidster. Bidster gets behind TY, and 3 together as one up the hill. Neil Farmack leading in the Mazda. The Mazda team doing well in the team's point standings as well. They're on a 269 point lead over Porsche on 258, so I think more or less Mazda's got it as Bidster defending from I think they were trying to pass TY then, but just side by side through the corner. Not much room given by both drivers, and then down to the chicane. TY still holding alongside him, side by side into the chicane. Bidster around the outside, TY on the inside, and gets through. And Bidster is the big loser in that, because he's got passed by Rodders, and Neil and TY peel off into the pits very late, and Bidster follows him. Bidster follows him, and Rodders is the only one to go round. Bidster, a last-minute decision. He does not want to. I was just on about that half a lap ago. He does not want to stick on his own, and he's followed the others in. Rodders goes round. Could that be the difference maker, or is that going to be bad? As Neil Farmack comes out, he's not put any fuel in. No fuel in for him. TY comes out, little bit of fuel for him, and Bidster as well. TY out as Will goes around the outside of him, but can't quite do it. So Bidster's put a drop in, but maybe that's it. But Red Bull's in as well, so the tyres are about the time to start changing, and Red Bull's put a full tank in, so he's gone that different strategy again. As seat 1, you can more or less write his race off really, but unless you can make the killer of all comebacks. But that lap 4 where he did a 2:37 is still a mystery to us, but we'll get a replay on that at the halfway stage, roughly around lap 11 time. So Rodder's in the lead then, Neil Farmack's out. Again, this is the unrealistic pit stop time on Gran Turismo, because Neil is already out of the pits already, and apparently it only took, compared to a normal lap, well, we'll see after this lap as well, but that was just stupid, because in and out of the pits in under 10 seconds or under 8 seconds to change tyres, and possibly a little bit of fuel as well. That's ridiculous. It's just so unrealistic, and I really do hope they fix that on for future Gran Turismos, because going through the pit lane is part of motorsport. You can't just skip it, you've got to go through it if you're going through it. TY in 3rd position, Bidster in 4th, a screaming rotary engine Mazda, and we've got Will in 5th, not pitted yet. Keith not pitted yet either. Red Bull has, and Seek hasn't. Rodders is in now, but this will be fun to see where he gets out. So, here we go, Rodders in the pits now, boom, there we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, keep counting them ahead. As we go across the line with the rest, TY and Neil. It's 10 seconds now, and Rodders, look at that, in and out of the pitch within about 8 seconds. That is just so unrealistic, but he comes out of the pitch just in front of Bidster and almost contacted to come out of the pitch. Bidster keeps his foot in it on the inside. He wants to try and get past him if he can. Side by side through the inside, and Bidster's still on the inside for the corner, and he should get it unless Rodders can go around the outside and get the inside for the next one. But Bidster gets in front in 3rd place, Rodders down to 4th, but he has got 1 lap fresher tyres than the others. But it's TY in 2nd, chasing Neil Farmack in the lead, with Bidster 3rd and Rodders 4th. So yeah, a pit stop that lasts about 7 or 8 seconds, including the going down the pit lane, is just stupid. So that's about probably the time it takes to actually go down the pit lane at full racing speed, no mind a pit stop. So yes, obviously you can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm not very happy about what Gran Turismo has done with these pit stops, but hey ho, nothing I can do about that. But Neil Farmack is being chased by TY. TY put a little bit of extra fuel in, I think, at his stop, just a tad, just a little bit, helps every pit stop. And Bidster and Rodders are still side by side, and Bidster, I think Rodders had a go at Bidster into that corner, but Bidster's held him off. So Bidster in 3rd place, holding off the Porsche, but the Porsche has got no weight on, remember. No weight in the Porsche compared to Bidster on 160 kilos. 160 kilos heavier than the Porsche behind him, but he's pulling away out of the corner, and now we'll see the lap time start to come on the board after the pit stop. Neil Farmack, he was fastest lap of the race, 1:45.4, and then TY goes and does a 44.5 for TY at the pits. So TY's got the pace now, 46 for Bids and a 46 for Rodders as well, because they had a few little battles on that lap as well. Will is pitted, and let's see what his lap is, 1:45.4 for Will. Keith has just come out of the pits, so we can't really tell his lap time just yet. Red Bull should see his lap time this time round, that was a 47.8. So a bit off the pace, but he has filled up the car to the max, remember, and seat 1 again could probably just write off his race really. So to the battles near the front then. So TY 1:44.590, fastest lap of the race last time round. Looking good here to try and do what he can do for the championship, but even if he finishes where he is at the minute, he's only going to make up a couple of points on Bidster, when he actually needs to try and make up 6 points. So if he finishes where he is, he'll probably gain 2 points, but that's it. But 3 points for fastest lap though, so that's one thing he's got in his corner with the fastest lap as well, making Bidster's job that little bit harder. There he is, Bidster in the Mazda, number 22, hoping to get number 1 back on his car, as TY has got it on from last season when he won the LPB Mazda Touring Trophy. So when he won that, he got the number 1 on his car, his first LPB Racing Championship. Very long overdue for TY, but he got it. He's been champion on previous leagues that we've raced in the past, but on LPB Racing it's his first one, and been carrying the number 1 all season. He's not had a bad season. He's had a pretty very consistent season for TY. As we go across the line with Neil Farmack in front. Neil Farmack getting the hang of that Mazda now. 145.4, 145.5 for TY. So Neil responding then on lap times. Slightly quicker lap time round. 44.8 as well for Bidster. So Bidster not far off TY's fastest lap there, and he's trying to catch up if he can. So that's pretty good, impressive for the weight, and same, or more or less the same lap time for Rodders, except a couple of thousands, few thousandths faster than Bids last time round. As you go with Neil Farmack and TY, let's take a moment to get the replays in of the first half action for you now. Here's a look at the replays of the first half. Okay, here's the first of the replays then on board with Red Bull. So going down to the first corner, braking in between Will and Rodders because we brake a little bit late, but there's a bit of contact, but we're okay, we survive. Then out the corner we give Will a bit of a squeeze there as you go out the corner. Round the left-hander, closing right up to the back of Bidster in front. Now this is where it starts to get interesting, because Will goes down the inside, looking to get past Bidster as well on the inside. He's on the wrong side of the next one, almost contact. Now watch Red Bull here on the power, and just too much power. Round she goes as he's still got lock on the car and ends up doing a half spin. Okay, now here's a look at Neil Farmack to see how he got past TY on lap 2. So here we go. There's naturally no mistake from TY at the corner. Bid's running wide in the background, but there's no mistake from TY. As he comes out of the corner, he just gets in the draft, nicely pulls alongside. TY just lifts us slightly, I think, because he doesn't want to fight Neil too much. And then Neil takes the lead with a beautiful move on the inside. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to seat 1 then on lap 4. So this is how he went to the back of the field, watching to this corner, goes and hits the brakes, and then oh look, then all of a sudden nothing happens, and I think his wheel has disconnected from his PS4, so his wheel's disconnected itself, or something's happened, and now he's got to try and reconnect it and get going. But look, he's losing all this time, and that's what cemented seat 1 towards the back of the grid after the first half. Here's a replay on lap 7 then of what was happening between Bidster and TY while I was that busy trying to roll off the points of the championship. So here we go, into the corner, see TY here, just takes a normal line, but then Bidster gets a fantastic run around the outside, gets the inside for the next right-hander and goes straight through, but TY then trying to hold on to his own around the outside. They're then side by side down the straight, and then it goes down towards the next corner. Rodders is looking at all this, rubbing his hands together, thinking, aha, might be able to get through here. Into the chicane, Bidster tries to hold it around the outside, can't quite do it, runs wide over the curb, Rodders takes advantage, and Bidster goes down to 4th, and TY then goes right into the pits, and then Bidster follows them all. So then that's what started off the next few lap drama. Okay, here's a replay of how close it was between Bidster and Rodders as Rodders was coming out the pits, so we're having to start replays from further back because, stupidly, these video clips are not starting themselves or ending themselves properly. But Bidster then down to the next corner, oh, so close on the exit. Rodders so close, he's trying to give him all the room he could. Bidster trying to use all the room on the outside, and then luckily holds on to the inside. And as we go around the corner there, Bidster holds on to Rodders, and just about as Rodders tries to get back at him, but Bidster holds on to 3rd place. And now back to the race. And as we come back from that, we look at the number 1 TY chasing down Neil Farmack, number 12 in the Mazda. Again, these the liveries of the Mazdas done by Seat 1. Brilliant liveries done this season. Epic job as always. TY doing his own Nissan there, I think, as well. So very good with the Nissan colours. That's not the default colours. That's actually us doing our own liveries because we've had to put our numbers on the side, and we've put a few of the little decals on as well. A few LPB Racing stickers every so often as well on the cars, so which is good. Advertising as we go TY around the corner. He's starting to catch up to Neil now. I can visibly see him starting to catch up to Neil Farmack then. Right, he's not far behind him as Bidster's got Rodders all over the back of him as well, but Bidster is starting to catch up to the lead, to the 2 in front as well, so all starting to close up a little bit now as we go through the chicane. Nicely through the chicane there for TY, out of the corner. Neil Farmack round the last corner. And out of it, get the power on. Very good to be very careful on power on these cars. They're very twitchy. All of a sudden you're asking about 900 horsepower to go to the floor, and or 800 to 900 horsepower, and my God, that is a lot of horsepower. You've got to be really careful. No traction control on these things back in the day. Nothing at all, and not much in the way of power steering. Obviously they have power steering, but not much in the way of that. Very real feel of the car. Not much in the way of downforce as well, so a lot of mechanical grip on these cars. Mechanical grip is where you have the natural grip of the car without any aero assistance, and then you've got downforce, which is the aero assisted with the wings and the splitters and all the little fins that you see on modern cars. Obviously on these things it's like in the push. You can see there's a big fat wing on the back pushing the car into the ground, helping with downforce. But TY is right on the back of Neil Farmack now. Let's go on board with with TY, and that's how close he is to the back of Neil Farmack at the corner, and he's right on the back of him now as you go from the head cam on board with TY. You can see him there catching up to Neil Farmack. See the dials as well, the old stack dials. Other brands are available, but really nice interior job here, and into the corner. He's closing right upon Neil Farmack. This could be a good run out the corner here for TY. As he goes down the straight, he's closer than he's been for a few laps on the straight, drafting him up to the corner. Neil Farmack, remember, on 80 kilos, TY on 40 kilos, so TY is 40 kilos lighter than the Mazda in front of him, which could help with tyre wear and fuel come the end of the races. Bidson's got a little penalty to get rid of as well, as Rodders comes up to the back of him. Bidston gets rid of it and Rodders passes him. So Bidston must have got that for a track limits thing, probably more than likely on the way onto the straight. As TY closes up on the back of Neil Farmack now onto lap 13 of 22. Got to watch the tyres are starting to go. Neil Farmack's front's worse on wear, but TY's got a little bit more fuel in than Neil as well. So TY keeping right with him on the fuel as well. As Rodders, he's on quite average tyre wear really, in fact a better tyre wear than the cars around him. So Rodders could theoretically be a threat near the end of the race in this, and Bidson's got the same wear as his teammate roughly, and roughly about the same fuel as well. As we go down to the chicane, the rest of the guys, some reason I'm not looking at the rest of the guys, because Will's on his own, Keith's on his own, Red Bull's on his own, and Seat 1's on his own. So that's the unfortunate thing of only having 8 people in the race, but we're hoping in the next season or two to really grow that number and try and get some more people on Gran Turismo Sport and try and spice things up a bit. We've got plenty on Project Cars, we're just trying to get people transferred over and just trying to get the things balanced out. So hopefully in the coming seasons we should have a lot more people on both games, which should make really entertaining viewing for all you guys at home. Well, hopefully you're all clicking your like buttons and your subscribe buttons to LPB Racing to be notified of upcoming races and races that have been up. So all the content's on the channel, and also don't forget to check out our Bidster channel, same name as what's above Bidster's car there. So Bidster channel, that's the ex-LPB Racing channel, the old LPB Racing channel. A lot of our older races are on there. Don't forget to check out that content as well, guys. As every view helps us now. The top 4 are getting closer and closer together. Neil Farmack does not look like he's got the pace anymore to stick at the front, but he is sticking at the front, but he's got to defend his arse off in a minute as he comes across the line with Rodders. Rodders is right behind TY as well. That's how close he is. He's looking to make a move down the inside into turn 1. Rodders then attacking TY down the inside, and he's got him into the corner. Fantastic move there from Rodders. Brilliant move, a bit of a twitch out the corner as well, but a brilliant textbook overtake there by Rodders. Straight down the inside on the brakes, have that. That's the difference in the weight, and also to Rodders is good driving as well as into the corner. There wasn't any contact there, but Neil Farmack ran wide because he probably thought he was going to get hit. And now TY gets back through on the inside of Rodders because Rodders lifted off and sort of got a bit scared there and ran wide. But still Rodders trying to keep down the inside, can't do it. Bids is on the back of this group now as well. Top 4 within a second of each other. Red Bull's in the pits further back, so probably just a tyre stop for him. Let's have a quick look. Yep, tyres are dead. I would imagine there'd be no fuel going in that, but well, he is putting a bit of fuel in, but not too much. So look at him at the pits. Yeah, just a little tiny bit of fuel, but needs to really run that fuel down to get the car as light as possible. Up through the Schumacher S, then goes to top 4. Neil, TY, Rodders, Bidster, fast as that. Down towards the left-hander, Rodders down the inside of TY, having a little look, but can't do it. No way through here. Let's go on board with Rodders then. Let's have a look. Oh, that's TY, hold on. There we go. Let's go on board with Rodders then and look what's happening here on board with the Porsche. We've got Bidster behind us in the Mazda. And we've got TY in front. TY defending now into the corner. Into the chicane, defending the inside. Rodders then. Oh, a lot of curve there for Rodders. That could be a penalty. Gets alongside TY. That could be a penalty. Oh, they've all done it again. They've all done it again. And Rodders has been left on his own. Neil Farmack pits and TY and Bidster both respond. Now TY, look, has only got 42 litres of fuel left. 26 and 28 for Bids and Neil. So TY could theoretically here have a quicker stop, and he does. He's out already. TY's out. Bidster's putting fuel in. So's Neil. Neil and Bidster are both out now in line astern. Bidster out behind Neil Farmack now. And Will's now gone through on this. So Will's not out of this yet. He's back in 4th place. He's just a bit out of sync, that's all. But he'll need to pit at some point. Go through the corners. There we go. So Rodders then left on his own. So yeah, Rodders left on his own. Sorry about that, guys. Just taking a drink as Rodders on his own there. So TY then out the pits, and he's going to try and go as fast as he can now. So he's put fuel in, but he's not had to put as much in because obviously he saved fuel during the race, and now he can probably use a bit more of it. Neil Farmack half a tank in his car, and Bidster just over half a tank in his car. So they should be safe to the end of the race now. We might see those are probably the last pit stops, and now Bidster's right on the back of Will. Get out of my way, I'm losing my teammate here. Go, 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 go. But Will's like, I've got my own race to run, leave me alone. But over the grass there for Bidster, getting a bit ragged, trying to get past Will. Might be a track limit penalty if he's not careful into the chicane. Will slides wide, Bidster over the curve again. Really, really trying to get the fastest line through the corners. And yeah, that's what you get, a penalty for cutting the corners. That was a legitimate penalty as well, and he'll have to get rid of that before the line, and he's trying to get rid of bits of it on the straight while he's in the draft, and he's doing it now. There we are, gets rid of it now, and now gets on with it. Rodders in the pits then, TY coming towards the last corner, and I know it looks like Rodders is going to come behind here, but actually, because it walks him further down the straight to his pit box, it should come out pretty much near him. So TY then goes through for the lead of the race. Remember, Will's got to put fuel in. Rodders as well. Will's in the pits and Rodders has got to put fuel in, but he has his put fuel in, and where's Neil and Bidster? There they are. Neil comes through second, goes to the inside and just gets ahead of Rodders as he comes out of the pits. Bidster's back there in 4th. He got stuck behind Will. He's got work to do now, but all these cars now theoretically should get to the end of the race. And fuel wise looks a bit tight for TY and Rodders, but TY, remember, was saving a lot more fuel. Neil and Bids look safe to the end. So let's see how hard they're going to push this set of tyres then as you go through the race. Will's come out in 5th, and he's good to the end now. He's just going to try and use all the pace he's got to try and catch up the leading lot. But TY is in the lead and away. That's what he needs to do. That's exactly where he needs to be to get all the points he can on Bidster, because it's 20 points for a win and it's 13 points for 4th. So a big difference there. So that would be a slight lead change then if that happens, because Bids is on 140 and TY's on 134, 6-point difference. So that would be but remember with the 20 points and 13 points, that's a 7-point difference. So TY, if the order stays like this, TY will take the lead by 1 point going into the last race, and what a showdown that's going to be if it stays like that. But can Bidster close up and pass Rodders and his teammate to try and get all the points he can? But bear in mind as well, Neil is actually fighting with TY as well, because Neil's only on 129 and TY's on 134. So Neil's actually still got a chance of this as well. So Neil will be wanting to do all he can as well. Because I think the team's championship, it's more or less Mazda's wrapped this up now because of the lack of Porsches, because of Callum not being here. It's only Rodders, the one Porsche, so the Mazdas will definitely double the points on the Porsche easy. And Nissan and Jaguar are fighting for 3rd in the teams, with Nissan on 215 and Jaguar on 203. It's 203 for Jaguar, so quite close there as well. But again, we've not got no video, we've only got a Seek 1. So again, that's sort of that battle out the window as well. But the main battle for the championship is still on, and Bidster, Rodders and Neil are close together now. Rodders is 6th in the championship. He's on 117 points behind Seek on 1, 2 and 3. So this could help Rodders out with his battle with Seek as well. So yeah, some good battles down the field as we go into the Dunlop hairpin. Neil Farmack with Rodders, and both of them running very wide. Bidster taking the inside line, Bidster getting on to the apex there. The other two cars running wide. Not a bad thing as long as you can point the car right down to the apex and really squirt the car out the corner and get all the power on you can as early as you can. See one in the pits, changing tyres, bit of fuel, obviously really low on fuel there as well. So back to the main backload track as Rodders gets right close up behind Neil Farmack now, trying to get the run alongside the Mazda, but the Mazda gets good traction out the corner. Remember the weight penalty situation, guy. Bidster gets another penalty, he's having to slow down. So he's trying that hard, he's getting penalty after penalty for cutting corners. So he's just trying to get a bit carried away as Neil gets carried away into the corner. And Rodders will close right upon him now. Can he have a look into the last corner? No, he can't. He's not. Oh, he can't get no closer than that. He actually just tapped him into that corner. He can't get closer than that, but Rodders then in third with Bidster now right behind him in fourth. Across the line, lap 18 of 22. Rodders to the inside of Neil Farmack and into the hairpin. Rodders on the inside. Neil gives him a slight bit of space, but can just cut in front as Bidster gets right behind Rodders now. Rodders in an absolute Mazda sandwich here as Rodders runs wide. Bidster to the inside, can't get alongside enough. Not got enough of a run alongside to get past. And T-White's just running away with this in front. He's just got all the clear air. Just needs to watch his fuel towards the end, but he should be okay. Rodders out the corner then with Neil Farmack just in front. The Porsche looking ever more mighty in this section of the race. Remember, he's got a little bit less fuel than the others around him as well. So Neil Farmack, tyres looking okay and fuel looking alright as well. Rodders with them, well, tyres looking very, very fresh still and less fuel, so Rodders theoretically should be the faster of the three cars. And Bidster a lot more fuel. 144.1 for Bidster on lap 16 before he got that penalty on lap 17. So very, very good pace for Bidster, and he's right on the back of these two, and he's not letting them go, but he just needs to try and get past and start digging in. Unless he's trying to just hold back, save his tyres for a little bit towards the end, and then push on the last couple of laps. You never know what any driver could be thinking under that helmet. Usually the drivers are just thinking, let's go as fast as I can and try and go as far up as I can. But it's not always that simple. Sometimes you've got to put your head in it. You have to actually think. As they just clip the ball out the corner. Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack's doing what he did before. Pit stop, fresh tyres, go, go, go. Bidster stays out to keep Rodders company this time, though. He does not follow his teammate, and Neil Farmack goes in. So this could be the break that Neil's looking for. He's done this in the past, and it worked. So let's see if it works again. And he's already out the pit lane, so he takes advantage of the unrealistic pit stop times, and he's come out with fresh tyres, no fuel put into the car, but just absolutely fresh as a daisy rubber behind these two. And let's see now if Rodders and Bidster can hold off Neil. Well, that's helped Bidster out because he's in third place now, but Neil will be right back on him within the lap. I can guarantee that for sure. And if these two pit, Neil goes right back in front because he's had a much faster outlap with these fresh tyres. So we'll see how we go here at Nürburgring. But further back, we've not really seen much of him in this race. Will is in fifth. He's trying to catch up to the rest, but can't quite seem to do it very, very good at the minute. Keith's just done his personal best of 1:46.2 last time round on his own. In sixth place, bringing the points in for the Nissan team. Red Bull in seventh, and then we've got Seek in eighth. So not a good day for Belgium in LPB Racing. Seventh and eighth at the minute, so not good for Seek one. He might get a lap before the end of this race if he's not careful. T1 in the lead then. He's not changed his tyres, but he's got to watch that fuel level. Rodders is there with Bidster behind. Bidster's he's gone a little bit further back then. Bids might have had another little penalty and have to back off. But he's sort of lost his touch to Rodders here. Now will he consider pitting as well like his teammates just done? We'll have to see. Into the chicane. Neil Farmack's closing right upon these boys here. Exit speed 70 mile an hour for Bids. Exit speed just about the same for Neil, but he's got a lot more traction, and Bids is it. Oh, he was going into the pits, but he's hit the pit lane wall. No, Bidster throws it away. He's hit the pit lane wall, and now he's going into the pits. So, embarrassment there for Bidster. Hits the pit lane wall, and now he's into the pits, but he's lost all that time. Fresh tyres not going to make no difference now. All he can bank on now is trying to keep Will behind. Why is he putting fuel in? He's peed off with himself, he's not paying attention. And, he's put fuel in, he's ruined his race. Bidster's put fuel in as well, and he's practically fed TY a chance at the championship in the last race. Oh, wow, how to throw away a race by Bidster 101. That should be a video. But Bidster then, probably that peed off about his, that annoyed about his pit lane entrance shenanigans, that he, that busy trying to bash the table probably, or bash the wheel, that he ended up putting more fuel in. So that's Bidster's race ruined. TY's in the lead still with Rodders second now. The question is, can Neil, on these fresh tyres on these last 2 laps, catch up to Rodders and pass him? We'll have to see. We'll have to watch the sectors as we go through this lap. Will's there in 4th, Bidster is in 5th. Lots of fuel, fresh tyres, but not the way he wanted to go in this race, and now he's going to be pushing like anything to try and catch up to Will. As he goes up the hill, and he's pushing hard now in the Mazda. Roddy's in 2nd, Neil 3rd on the fresh tyres. Let's go on board with Neil. Let's go on board. There's TY. Where's TY slowing down? TY's not really got much pace in this. He's having to save fuel, I think. So TY's having to save fuel because he's not put that much in, and he's having to just think about the fuel to get him to the end as well. And also, Rodders' tyres are much fresher lap times. This time round, 146.5 for TY, 145.3 for Rodders, 144.9 for Neil Farmack. On the move. Will, let's have a look at Will on the slightly worn tyres, 146.7. Business come out of the pitch, we can't really get a good read until the next lap on this one. But on to the last 2 laps now, penultimate lap of the race. And it's all changed because Business hit the pit lane wall, about a lap back into the pits, just trying to get some fresh tyres towards the end, and just absolutely stuffed his race into a corner and threw it away as Neil is now chasing Rodders, 144.9 last time round, through the chicane at the bottom of the hill. Rodders is closing on TY as well, so we've got a second difference between all 3 positions. 46.5 TY, 45.3 Rodders, 44.9 Neil Farmack. So Rodders is going a second faster than TY, and Neil's going a half second faster than Rodders. So this could mean an epic last lap battle if things keep going as they are. And they are, because TY is being closed up by Rodders. He should be able to turn up the fuel now and get to the end of the race easy. So TY should be turning up the fuel now, but the tyres are the talking point. Watch the tyre graphic as we change from TY to Rodders. Now, there, Rodders' front tyres are a lot more healthy. The rear tyres are about the same, but the front tyres on Rodders' car are a lot more healthy. And he's right on the back of TY now as we come on to the last lap of this race here at Nürburgring, the last round of the season. And it's the first race of 2 here at Nürburgring. And TY's looking good to help himself into a chance at the championship in the last race if he can keep this up. But Rodders has got other plans as we go into the hairpin for the last time into the first corner. Nicely through there by both drivers. Rodders picks up the traction better than TY. And now also look, we've got Bidster on the back of Will. Bidster's on the back of Will now on the last lap. So Bidster now down the inside, looking for 4th place. Will squeezes him. What's he doing? He's turning in on him. Absolutely turning in on Bidster there. Not wanting to let that position go at all. But Will turning in on Bidster there. Not very sporting of Will there, but unfortunately that's how it happened. But Bidster, nevertheless, he's through into 4th. I'm not very happy about it, but he's through into 4th. But TY has got to keep Rodders off, and now he's got the red fuel light on as well. He's got lots of red on them tyres, and he's got a red Porsche behind him. The three red Musketeers. One red Musketeer changing down, the other 2 against him. But Rodders in the red Porsche then, absolutely pushing as hard as he can here. Last lap time's 48 for TY. The tyres have had enough. They've hit the cliff. Neil Farmack's pushing as hard as he can, but I think it's too little too late for the Mazda driver. Nissan versus Porsche versus Mazda, and Nissan's currently winning, but they've got Porsche right on the tail. Last few corners now. Onto the straight. Seat 1's not going to get lapped, so that's good news for him. Down to the last chicane for the last time here at Nürburgring in this first race through the chicane. Rodders needs a killer run out here. Needs to do all he can. Gets a good run, but he's saving fuel himself, I think. He just needs to use all these last drops of fuel. But TY is going to hold on here, I think. Can he do it? Can he do it? Yes! It's going to be close, but TY wins the race from Rodders. It's Neil Farmack in 3rd place. Good finish there by the top 3. TY getting very vulnerable there in the last few laps, but hold on. Bidster is going to take 4th, but that will mean that the championship goes down to the last race of the season. Will in 5th place. Keith is going to be in 6th. So 6th place for the second Nissan, so a win and a 6th place for the Nissan team. Good points haul there for them. Keith in 6th place, well done to him. Then it's going to be Red Bull in 7th. He's definitely going to be 7th because he's further back. And then Seat 1 is going to be in 8th. So we'll just get the second half of the race replays in for you now. Here's the replays from the second half. Here's a replay of something that happened to Bidster. He went wide on lap 12 and off the track, and he actually lost time to Rodders there. Just look, Rodders has just come up behind him, and then he comes out the corner, and then look, he receives a half-second penalty for actually running wide and losing time. So typical Gran Turismo penalties. Okay, here's a replay of the last half of the race. We only had one replay, and it's this one. It's Bidster on lap 19, the embarrassing pit entrance as we go into towards the pits now. We go to the right hand side, we choose to go into the pits now, but we brake too late, we're understeering and then bang into the wall, and quickly gets reversed and tries to get in first gear and then rages off into the pits and then goes and puts too much fuel in. And as we come back from that, we will now take you to the results. Okay guys, here's the results from race 1. It is TY who takes victory. Well done to TY, with Rodders in 2nd place. He was close but not quite close enough. And it's 3rd for Neil Farmack in the Mazda with his teammate Bidster in 4th. We've got 5th for Will in the Sauber. Keith's in 6th in the Nissan. We've got Red Bull in the 2nd Sauber in 7th, with Seat 1 in 8th for the Jaguar. And it's Bidster with the fastest lap, a 1:44.1. And as you come back from the results then, there is the top 3 in the race that were providing most of the entertainment. But TY, the car there in the middle, the blue one, is the winner of the race. Well done to TY, he wins the race. Well done to him and everyone else in that race as well. Good battles all round. And we will see you guys next time for race 2 here at Nürburgring, which will be the last race of this Group C season. We'll see you for that one, guys. Take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. Hope you enjoyed that one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below. And next time it is the final race of the season, race 2 from Nürburgring.